So excited.
We had 2 good episodes.
They were really good.
Wow. 1 good episode.
Wow.
Hello and welcome to Case Free Open. I'm your host, Tyler Treese, and I am joined by, as always, Mr. Kyle Bradford. How's it going,
Yes,
Kyle?
it's me. It's going great. We're going to talk about Conan. Always a good time to talk about Conan.
Conan Edogawa. And before we jump into the episode, I do want to make a special announcement that they released a Conan mobile game, Kyle.
Hell yeah. The hype has been built.
Have you played it?
No, I'm waiting.
Okay. So I think he rides his, I don't know, it's some type of runner. That's all I know. I haven't gotten into it.
What's it
It's
called?
not to be confused with the Switch game where you're skateboarding, which is also like a runner. These are 2 very different games. But there's a new mobile game out. It's like case closed, race for the truth or something.
Right.
Running to the truth. So
Why is it a runner?
why not? Because Conan's running, man. He's running for
That's just
away from the bad
first
guys.
genre I would go to, but I mean, I'm excited nonetheless.
Yeah, so we'll have coverage of that in a couple weeks. We've got a spot filled in for it, but if you want to check it out, get your own thoughts, feel free to send them into the podcast. You can tweet them at us. We'll read them on air.
Yeah, that'd be
I need
fun.
to know somebody's listening.
At least one.
Yeah. So we've got 2 episodes today. We have episode 20, a haunted mansion murder case, and I was really excited for this. And I have the feeling that you like this one, Kyle.
I was pretty hyped. Detective Boys, they're back.
Boys in it.
Yeah.
So this originally aired June 17th, 1996. This is a spooky episode for June.
Indeed.
The episode starts off with Ayumi walking home while it's raining. A cloaked woman runs past her. Then she notices a flame inside a seemingly abandoned house. She's scary. The next day, Ayumi's convincing all the kids to go ghost hunting with her. She says it's the scary house where someone was beaten to death 5 years ago. And she says that the mother and son moved away and now evil spirits live there. There's evil moaning at night, Kyle.
Evil moaning. What does that sound like?
It's 2 gay guys having sex. Evil moaning.
I see.
Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Yeah.
She then said that she saw a spirit last night, and Mitsuhiko is not buying it, despite his love for Ayumi. He's saying, "Hey, ghosts don't exist. I'm all about science because I'm a geek." Genta takes great offense to this because Ayumi is obviously not a liar, and then Conan even gets kind of coaxed into agreeing to go visit this house. Before we go forward, Kyle, have you ever broken into any abandoned house or searched for ghosts at a graveyard or anything like that?
So in Jefferson City, my hometown, we have an abandoned women's penitentiary museum, and there's a spot where you're not supposed to go. So one of the things that like high school kids would do is break into that place and just like go run around, and it's very creepy. And it's supposed to be haunted.
Ooh.
It's not, obviously. We're men of logic and science.
Oh, so you're like Mitsuhiko? You're saying there's no ghosts?
I'm like a men's rights activist on YouTube who denounces feminism and safe spaces because logic.
Thank you. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Did you like the setup for this? A little. I like it. It's cute. Little kids searching.
I love it. Ghosts. Yeah, it's the Detective Boys doing Scooby-Doo shenanigans. Very cute.
And they came prepared. They weren't about just to run in with nothing. Genta brought a giant bat. Ayumi had a bunch of snacks on her, and then Mitsuhiko came prepared with flashlights and a compass. Meanwhile, Conan brought nothing.
What a punk.
What a punk. Genta says that he knows a secret entrance, and the kids fit through the little side door easily. The door to the house is open, but the house is dark. It starts to rain, so Ayumi suggests that they go home. Then she gets scared by thunder and lightning, so she darts inside. Then she runs straight into a statue of a monster. So we get our first little scare there.
Who has statues of monsters?
Me.
Oh.
That's all you'll find in the Treese residence. It's gargoyles and demogorgons all around the house.
Dope.
Yep.
A real gamer's place.
Yeah, we got to ward off the evil women from coming into my
The
house.
evil.
Well, that's why there's okay. Let's take it back to your story, Kyle. It wasn't a men's penitentiary because men do not commit crimes.
Oh, I
That's why
see.
that's why they have one for women.
Oh,
So,
it totally makes sense now.
yeah. They stumble upon the bathroom, and interestingly, see, I'm good at words. The water is still on, Kyle. So that doesn't make any sense.
Spooky.
There's a really cute scene where the kids start comparing themselves to being in a role-playing game, and Conan gets labeled the villager
I love it.
as if he's a non-playable character.
Who would Conan be for real?
He'd be the hero.
Yeah, he'd be the main character dork.
Yeah, he'd be the Cloud Strife with
Uh,
big sword.
yeah, he would.
That's what we need. We need a Detective Conan RPG.
Make the Final Fantasy VII remake a Detective Conan game.
Yeah, exactly. Give the gamers what they want, Square Enix.
They know.
While exploring, a door creaks open, but it was just the wind that opened it. Mitsuhiko then says that he's going to the bathroom and leaves the rest of the gang alone. Afterward, Mitsuhiko is startled by a noise and goes to check it out. Finds a staircase to the basement, and that's where the noise is coming from. He goes down to explore it all by himself. And can we just point out, he's being so stupid here.
Yeah, he's a dummy.
Like, I know he's like Mr. Science guy, but come on, man, get your friends.
And he's obviously scared, you know?
Yeah, but if you're scared, you should go get help.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It like adds to this stupidity.
Yeah,
If this was a horror movie, he'd be dead.
kind of like Cabin in the Woods. You kind of know people are gonna act stupid.
Mm.
He sees 3 flames, and then he screams out in terror. Mitsuhiko got
Fire.
He's dead. That's the end of it. They
Got
kill
shot.
off several detective boys this episode. It was pretty
Intense.
shocking. The rest of the kids hear him, and they go to search for him. Conan then tells Genta and Ayumi to hide in their room so he can search by himself. Once again, not using like your numbers to your advantage.
I mean, I sort of get Conan saying that because at least he's a high schooler, really. So maybe he's like more worried about the kids.
Yeah, but even then, they like work together to stop the what was that, the department store from getting burglarized. I guess
That's
that's anime
true.
only, but still, like he should have
should
more
have
trust
faith.
in his friends.
Yeah, that's fair. They're adventurers.
Conan
It's
then
just a
knows
night.
he is. He knows that the window was open recently and the water is still on, so that means somebody is here. The call is coming from inside the house, Kyle.
Oh boy, spoopy.
Then we get even during like a tense situation, Genta has to be a fat boy, eating Ayumi's snack, and then he's about to eat all of them, but she's like, "Hey, come on, man!"
She's so sweet about it.
Hiko.
She's just thinking of her friends.
Then he starts smelling food, so he's lured outside. And he's like, "I'll be right back."
Such a
He's
pig.
so fat. Like he just ate. You don't even know food, my man. Conan can't find anyone, but he then finds a picture of the family. It features the man that was killed 5 years ago and his wife and son. He then hears Genta scream. So now 2 of the detective boys are dead, Kyle.
Murdered.
Were you scared for them when you heard these screams?
So my mind went and just assumed that everything was cool and like whatever they thought was happening, like there's some old grandma who's like giving them cookies or whatever, and it's actually really cool.
Okay,
that's what I thought was
that
happening.
pans out. Ayumi's frightened, goes near the steps she hears, but it's not Genta, but somebody else. She falls down, and a pair of hands grab her, Kyle, but it's Conan. Then tells her not to make a sound. They stay hidden, and they see that the 3 flames are actually from candles. It's an old woman pushing a dinner cart. They follow her down the hallway, but then she disappears from sight, and Conan finds the basement door. And this is my favorite part of the episode. Conan isn't able to lift it by himself. So he uses the good old what's it called? Agasa. What's his title?
The professor?
Professor, yeah. So they use the professor's latest invention, contracting suspenders, Kyle. You thought the Benta box like fax machine was
Yeah.
ridiculous. We're taking it to the next level here. We've got suspenders that contract.
I love it.
It's great. And I think I think this may be the last invention we have for a bit.
Oh, really?
I think it slows down on I kind of wish that maybe there's some for the anime original, but I kind of wish they just kept adding like random ass inventions constantly.
What do you think Agasa's thinking whenever he makes something? You know, like
I
is
think
he
he
like,
just kind of like arrives to the thing like by mistake, and then he tries to like retrofit a use for it.
That's good. I like that.
Somehow just like came up with these suspenders that contract, and he was like, Conan,
Conan could use it.
work.
He's a detective, right?
The kids then go down the stairs and find a lit room. Conan opens the door, and they find a giant cage with a man in the back. What were you thinking here, Kyle?
Things immediately got weird. Didn't know why there was a prisoner, and I don't know why, but my mind went to Fable. Do you remember that game?
Yeah.
Like the first
A
one?
new one announced at E3.
That's right. We'll see. But I was thinking about like the prison sequence in that game, which is just weird. It's just in my mind.
And then the man speaks out. He says, "Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage."
Deep.
Yeah.
He's like all of us.
The woman then arrives and pleads with the man to stop remembering what happened 5 years ago. Conan finally puts it together. It's the wife and son from the family picture. And then she screams, "I'm not keeping you here to make you suffer." And then he threw all the food she gave him away, which is pretty wasteful, gotta say. The mother then tells her son that she's doing this for his own future. Ayumi then docks over a broom, and it looks like Conan's able to stop it with his foot, like a cool guy. But then in the process, he upsets a bucket, so he gives away their location. I thought that was a funny little gag.
Yeah, I love it. I love it when Conan just looks like a fool.
The woman then remarks that there are 2 more rats that are hiding and tells them to come out. Conan then talks about the murder and that he knows that she is hiding her son who murdered her husband. He then introduces himself as a Meitante. That's a detective. Kyle, I'm picking up some Japanese.
Wow, I'm proud.
Thank you. And he says that only by going to prison can he properly atone. And then we get this intense scenario where it looks like she's going to stab Conan with a knife. But her son pleads with her to stop. And then the son reveals that everything happened like Conan thought, and that after he failed his college entrance exam for a 3rd time, his father called him scum. Which, to be fair, if you fail your entrance exam 3 times, you're kind of scum.
I wonder how hard they are.
Then used the candlestick and bashed his father with it in the head and killed him.
Rude.
So, for those keeping track, he used the candlestick in the study.
I hate this joke.
This game a clue.
I hate it.
His mother locked him in the house afterwards, because she didn't want him to go to prison, but he just can't stand the guilt. And tells her that they can't escape. Sorry, I cannot talk today, Kyle.
You're doing all right. I believe in you.
Tells her that they can escape from the police, but they can't escape from their crimes. It's unfair to make her son face his burden every day. The mother then breaks down crying, and then we get a little fast cut there. And Gento or Mitsuhiko were totally unharmed, just napping outside.
Snoozing.
And having a nice little snooze together. The mother drugged them and then placed them outside. So she wasn't actually going to hurt the kids. So that's a nice little upside.
Yeah, she's not a maniac. Yeah. She just imprisoned her son.
Yeah, like as a good mother does.
Yeah.
The mother and son then both turn themselves in, and we get a funny scene of the parents admonishing the detective boys, and Ken's like, "I wish I was an adult again." Ba-doom-doom.
Ba-doom-doom.
That was a musical cue.
This episode reminded me a lot of that movie Mother. Have you seen that?
No, what's that about?
Oh, that's a good movie.
Oh wait, is that like the weird movie?
The weird movie.
Oh, isn't it like avant-garde or some bullshit?
I don't think so.
Didn't this come out like a year ago?
No. What are you thinking of?
I thought it was called Mother. I don't know. I thought it was like, well, tell me what your movie's about.
Okay. I mean, it's a pretty normal name. I feel like there's a lot of movies named Mother, but I think it's a Bong Joon-ho movie, but it's a Korean movie, and it's about.
I was thinking of the 2017 film Mother with an exclamation point.
Oh, the
Psychological horror
Aronofsky
film.
movie.
Yeah, Aronofsky.
Yeah, that movie sucks.
Hey, tell me about this
without
Korean.
the
Is it a
exclamation
Korean film you're saying?
Yeah. So there's a murder. This girl dies, and there's a boy with he's mentally challenged. I don't know the proper way to say that. I don't want to be ableist, but whatever. He's
Yeah,
challenged,
that's fine. Mentally retarded.
and he's a suspect. And so his mom is like, "Oh, he's not a suspect. That's crazy, right?" So there's this big.
You know, they think that, but you know, if I learned anything from Of Mice and Men, it's that the mentally challenged will snap about 8 necks and then kill your dog puppy.
Just like that.
Nope.
That's a.
I
They're
think
all like,
that was the moral of the book, right?
oh yeah, totally. That's what it was about. Just the same how like a To Kill a Mockingbird is about sometimes they're nice, right?
Yeah.
Because Boo Radley's nice. Anyway, the movie Mother.
Did you do
You
it?
go off and on trying to believe like is he the guy that killed the girl or is he not? And then finally it comes out that the mom has been covering it all up, and she kills a janitor who saw the whole thing, and she goes off into a field and does a funny dance.
So it was her son?
Yeah, it was.
See?
So spoilers.
What do you think about this episode? Did you like it?
Yeah, this was great. It started with such a fun, charming tone, and by the end of it, I honestly it was a sad ending. You know, like
Yeah,
the mother and
because like,
son, they give themselves up.
mother, even though she imprisons her son, like she had like good intentions.
Yeah, it's like an
You know, it
emotionally
shows how
complicated
flawed-
episode.
Yeah. I really like that twist to the episode, how like dark it gets. And I thought this was a really strong episode. And then my favorite scene is after the credits here. Ayumi says that she found another haunted mansion. It's filled with scary books. And the boy that lives there was eaten by monsters. And it's actually Shinichi's house.
Way to drag him.
Yeah, that was a really fun episode. One of my favorite early ones. Like it still holds up in my opinion. I had a great time watching this.
Yeah, this was great.
And the next Conan's hint, we got dog statue.
Yeah, I
You have
love
a dog
dogs.
statue?
Hmm?
You have any dog statues?
Not those big ones. My mom has like a small one.
Is it like one of those talking fish where it sings a song?
Oh man, no, but I wish it could. Like, oh, what if this one, the one in the episode, it could like tell Conan who died and how.
What if just sang like Snoop Dogg songs?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Episode 21, On Location TV Drama Murder Case. This originally aired June 24th, 1996. And one thing I like about this episode, we get to see a familiar face, Kyle. We see the return of Yoko Aquino.
I was trying to think if that was the same one. I can't remember anyone's name.
She's the idol that Kogoro is in love with.
Right.
I think this is either her second or third appearance in the show.
Do you watch dramas?
I watched Detective Conan.
That counts. Oh wait, there's a live action one. So this is the real answer.
Would The Sopranos count as a drama, I guess?
I don't know. I was thinking more like Asian dramas, like the one in the episode.
I definitely don't watch Asian dramas, like Korean dramas and stuff.
K dramas.
Oh, we will get into them later on, as you teased, because there is a live action Detective Conan drama, and with the way the episodes pan out, we're gonna be slowly watching those. And probably about 20 episodes or so, we'll start that.
Ooh.
So be on the lookout for that. I've never seen those before, and neither have you, so it'll be new for everybody. And we'll see. I think it takes place before he shrinks, so we get to see some backstory of Shinichi Kudo interacting with Ron and Kogoro being a drunk. It's going to be great.
Could you imagine if it was just a little boy, Conan? Like some terrible young actor?
Yeah. The show opens with a woman having stabbed a man in shock. She then drops to her knees and screams. However, it's just a television drama, and the girl is Yoko Okino. Mori and his kids were invited on set to be a consultant for the show. The director calls Mori as famous as Sherlock Holmes. I think I mentioned this like an episode or two ago, but I really like how we're gradually seeing Maury become more famous
Right.
with each passing case. So now he's on the level of Sherlock Holmes, Kyle.
Yeah, he just plays it up.
Yeah, he loves it. He loves any attention. Then we're introduced to the male romance actor, Nachi, and he's really into matchstick puzzles. Have you done any matchstick puzzles, Kyle?
I have no idea what those are.
I've only done them in like Professor Layton, because they have matchstick puzzles. Have you never played Professor Layton?
No.
That's basically where you use matchsticks and you have to like shift one stick to like make a different figure or something like that.
Yeah, I was very
different
confused.
variations.
Like
And
he was making X's.
yeah, Conan winds up messing with his, so he yells at him. But then Ron, he sees Ron, so he switches to being real nice and smooth with her. Then given a towel from Taiko, the female scriptwriter, and he asks her out for dinner, but she declines. The director reveals that she's getting married to the assistant director. The stagehand then makes a snide remark about the marriage being the end of one's youth, which, to be fair, is true. Marriage is where people go to die. It's them giving up on their hopes and dreams and just settling. Kyle, really looking forward to yours.
Oh yeah, things are going great.
So that remark pisses off the fiance, and he then this fucking dude, he's the worst. The stagehand, he just sucks. Then shows off his skull watch. I had to laugh. He goes, ha ha ha.
I got it in America.
Yeah, of course he got it in America because no other place would make something like that. And then Conan's just like, what an annoying man.
Oh, you know, if that was like an episode from today, it would be a Punisher skull watch with like an American flag on it.
Be a MAGA watch. Taiko is then greeted by her father. He tells her to, was it her father or I think it was her grandfather.
Yeah,
He tells her to clean up the shrine before they leave. He's the caretaker of the little shrine that they were recording at. Ron then remembers that she needs to get the male actor's autograph for Sonico, and then overhears him talking to the stagehand, who has compromising photos and film of him doing something, and he's trying to blackmail the actor. So we're getting a good grasp of all the characters here.
Yeah.
The director then takes Mori out for a hot bath and beer, the perfect combination. You ever had that, Kyle? A hot bath and beer?
A hot bath and beer?
Yeah.
I can't say I have.
You ever had a hot bath?
Wine and a bath.
Oh.
That's like normal, right? That's
Is
like
it?
an unwinding thing.
I think that's like a normal thing for like 40-year-old single women.
Okay.
Not like
fair.
a 28-year-old.
Hey, I have the spirit.
You're not even 28. How old are you? 26?
No, I'm 26.
See?
But I have the spirit of a single 40-year-old lady.
You really do. But it's a white woman, so you're problematic.
Of course.
The romance
my favorite show.
The romance star that complains about the inn and says that he'll stay at a nearby hotel instead. Aquino and Ron then decide to go out, and Conan gets to see both of them change. He's like beet red after seeing some tattoos. Nice.
Is that the first time for him?
It might be. I'm trying to think because there's definitely another scene where they're in like a spa, but I don't think we've hit it yet. Oh, yeah, that's later on.
So sly about the first episode when he looked up that girl's pants.
Yeah, he was into it.
Yeah.
But now he's a little child pervert. So good for Conan though, seeing some idol tattoos. Nice.
Man.
So man, what? That's the dream, you know. Not to be in a meaningful relationship, just to
getting a peep.
Sneakily see some tattoos. So they walk out and they see Taiko with a shocked look on her face. And then after returning from the store, they notice a mysterious figure by the shrine. They chase after them, and they find a dead body. It's Anzai, the stagehand that was blackballing Naichi. So
thank God.
We got a twist here. We finally got somebody dead.
Dead ass.
Yeah, I'm glad he's dead. He sucked.
Yeah, he deserved it.
Conan then notices a knife that was used in the drama nearby, so the murder was done by somebody on set. He then finds a dying message that says Kamenu,
The
which are
dog
the
did it.
dog statues. Yeah, so
The dog
that's
did it.
it. So then he realizes the dog murdered him, and that's case closed. Everybody leaves.
Good job.
Good job, everybody.
Step
The
by
police
step.
arrive.
Da.
It is a good ending, Tim.
Yeah.
Police arrive, so we get to see Inspector Megger, and they determine that the time of death was around 10 to 10:30. Kogura says the criminal is Taiko, and says that she left for an hour during the banquet. She doesn't have an alibi, but we do know that she returned before Ron and Yoko left the inn, so it means she couldn't have done it. It's then revealed that the weapon was cleaned, and there are no prints on it. And I do think it's funny. Well, like obviously Kogura is just going on his gut instinct. Slight spoilers here, but he was correct. The murder.
Yeah. That threw me off too, because I had assumed it would have been Taiko, or whoever, just because of like how the show sort of set things up.
We're all Kogoro inside.
It's true.
However, her fiance had left 15 minutes prior and didn't return until 10:15. Nachi says he was at the hotel's bar until 10 and was in his room afterward, but was alone. Police investigate the victim's room and find the pictures of Nachi leaving a hotel with a married actress, Agayama Ritsuko, which is nice.
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 Homewrecker.
He also got to see some titties. You know,
clothed.
were you a fan of Chappelle's show, Kyle?
Yeah.
I love when they do the New York boobs. And
I don't remember this
okay, so Dave was just like in like Times Square in New York City, and he had these ribbons that just said, "You have great New York boobs," and so he was just putting them on women that had nice boobs. And like there was this old lady who had like D cups, and he's like, "Ma'am," he was doing this voice, and he's like, "Ma'am, you have some great New York boobs." It's a good bit.
When you said ribbon too, I didn't go to like blue ribbon. I just assumed like, a strip of ribbon.
Oh no, it's like something you get for like showing your like winning a farming competition or something.
Farming competition.
I don't know. That's where my mind goes. I'm from the fucking Hicks.
Sure.
They have farm competition. Like whoever got the best squash, I guess.
Were you in the FHA or whatever?
Yeah, man. Future farming of America. Future
farmers
FFA.
of America. Yeah.
Yeah, like Napoleon Dynamite.
Was he in that?
Yeah, that's the whole subplot of that movie. I was never in that though, but they used to have like farm festivals and shit. And people would bring their squash, and it's like, yeah, I'm great at squash, squash.
Did you guys have bring your tractor today? Sorry, bring your tractor to school day. Well,
no, is that a thing?
That's a thing in the town next to me.
Why?
I don't know.
How many people have tractors to bring in?
Enough, apparently.
So I don't even know how we got off on this tangent. Oh yeah, and then Dave Chappelle just randomly runs into Joe Rogan. And he's like, "This is Joe Rogan from NBC's Fear Factor." So whenever I see like Joe Rogan, I have to like, even though like all he's done like UFC commentating is successful podcast, I always think of him as NBC's Fear Factor.
Did he give him a ribbon?
Nah, Joe was just helping out. He didn't have great New York boobs himself.
Oh, lame.
There's this Asian broad, Kyle.
Mm.
Nice New York boobs.
Right. Shocking.
So Nachi says that he didn't kill his blackmailer and asks what Kamenu means. Conan then realized that the message makes no sense since he could have just pointed at the statue instead of writing it down, and says the letter is written in a funny way. And then it's revealed that the dying message had been altered by the killer, and that it originally said something different. Originally said Namiami, which means romance actor. So even more blame is pointed at Nachi. Were you thinking he was the killer then, Kyle?
Nah, that's too easy,
Too easy. So Nachi still denies it and says that he had an appointment to meet the victim, but he was dead by the time he already arrived.
Had an appointment.
Yeah.
Had an E3 appointment to make.
So after he arrived and saw the dead body, he wound up altering the letters. And he said that he used his knowledge from playing fucking matchstick games. Yeah.
So stupid.
Conan looks again at the dying messages and notices that there's no blood on his wristwatch, the cool one with the skull that goes, ha, ha, ha.
Why does
He
it
then
laugh?
uses, that's what it does. It makes that noise.
But why? Why does it
You're
laugh?
cool because you're a badass. I used to have a pen in school. Well, I didn't take it to school, but I had this pen where if you press the top, Peter Griffin would be like, nah. And I was cool. I was like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Did you ever have any like novelty pens?
Not like that.
I had a Peter Griffin
A
one. Yeah.
Peter Griffin pen. High school Tyler.
Wow, Wes.
I just like the few videos of you I've seen in high school, like I can just see it. You know,
That's
it all
cool.
makes sense. It's like a puzzle.
Yeah, he then uses Conan uses wrist gun on Kagero and says that Nachi is innocent. The victim was actually killed before 10 in order to trick people into thinking the murder took place later. The killer took the watch and then set off its alarm, the one that goes, ha, 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 while he's in at the end. The dying message was actually altered twice. Like, this is just getting ridiculous. Like, how many times can the fucking dying message be altered? It originally said mame, but not like the English word, but the Japanese term. And that means that the murderer is the scriptwriter. I have in my notes proving that you can't trust a hoe. Which, after hearing about that women's prison, I think these are just factual statements.
There is a surprisingly large amount of female murderers in this show.
It's representative of real life.
Indeed.
Women kill.
This show is a warning. Abstain from sex. Abstain from women.
Her fiance then says that he had altered the evidence and killed Enzai, but Kogoro says that no, he only altered the letters and that he can't be the killer because he'd have blood on him. In fact, Taiko was the only one that had time to change clothes, and then she cops to it, she comes clean, and she reveals that she killed Enzai because she was being threatened by him. They actually met years ago, and they were all part of a gang together. And they actually robbed the temple there. And then the supervisor of the temple wound up killing himself afterward. And that's when she stopped talking to Enzai. And she thought she made a fresh start. But then he showed up again and started to blackmail her. She then thought her marriage was ruined. So she was going to pay him off. But instead, she took a knife to threaten him. He then started to attack her. But in the commotion, he got fatally punctured by the knife. Then he died like a little bitch.
This all seems good.
Couple then cried as the case ended.
So is she going to jail?
Yeah, she fucking killed the man.
Yeah, but it's self-defense.
Maybe. Oh yeah. Maybe she'll be. Maybe she won't. But she at least like has like, or at least the boyfriend does the obstruction.
Tampering with the evidence.
Yeah. So like somebody's taking a hit here.
Would you do that? Would you do that?
She also brought a knife there. So
would you tamper with evidence?
Yeah, just for a kick. You know,
for a kick.
Have some fun.
I was gonna say for your fiance, but okay.
If it's I would never have a fiance. I cannot find love.
Is it a moral situation?
I'm a sad man.
You made it sound earlier that this was a moral objection.
No, I love. There's nothing greater than finding true love, Cal, as you would know.
Yeah, I mean, I like video games.
Sure, gaming is better than the touch of a woman. Yeah. So the episode ends after that. There's no post-credit scene, but we do get the next Conan's hint, which is breadcrumbs.
What a hint.
But going back a minute, what do you think of this episode, the TV drama murder case?
You know, when you started off the podcast episode and you had said there was one good episode, I remember thinking like, no, there are two good episodes. And then now that we've gone back through it, yeah, you're right. There was only one good episode.
Which one?
The Detective Boys.
Okay. So this is easily my least favorite episode we've done so far. I think this is the worst Conan episode we've seen.
Wow. Explain.
Yeah. Uh, I didn't give a shit about any of the like actor characters. I thought it just seems stupid. Like the person kept changing like the text message like 15 times.
I like how it got the dog.
Yeah,
What
like
else could I
things that
smell?
like it wasn't a bad episode. I just thought it was like I thought it didn't have as much redeeming qualities. Good parts where I liked seeing Yoko Aquino again. I like any like throwbacks and references to past cases. I always like that stuff.
Mm.
I think it's cool that Conan got to see tits. Um, and I like it when a woman gets locked up.
Wow.
So there's a couple pluses. I'm joking. We are a feminist podcast.
We're allies.
Yeah. Happy Pride Month. But yeah, like I don't think this is a bad episode, but it's probably my least favorite. And you know, we've only done 21, so that,
Mm.
like I'm not saying it's like a terrible episode, but I just thought it was on definitely the lower end, if not the lowest.
Sure.
And like I kind of wish Yoko was in it more. She kind of just
Right.
was in the background. She wasn't involved with the case.
Yeah, nobody interesting was really doing anything. It was
And then
all
we
about
didn't get
these
much
actors.
Kogoro. I wanted to see him get drunk more.
Yeah. He wasn't even flirting that much with Yoko.
Yeah, they didn't like play that up, which was weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one thing I did want to mention. I didn't notice it until we were getting back here, but I really like how if you think about the final scene and how they reveal the murder goes down, it totally mirrors what
Mm.
happened in the drama
Right.
because the show opens with a woman having stabbed a man and she's in shock that it just happened and then she drops to her knees.
See,
And
that's why I
you
thought.
know,
That's why I thought it would be the scriptwriter in the beginning.
so that like
Because, yeah, it seemed like they were setting it up.
yeah, that was really neat. I thought that was like a nice little
I think
poetic
Kokoro
way.
was just like throwing us all off course.
So for the record, although this was the weaker episode, this was an anime original, which means that hack, Geisho Oyama, wrote the better episode.
Ah. Okay. He wins this round.
You got to deal with it. So, but yeah, I don't want to come down too negatively on it because I still enjoyed watching it. It's not like I'd say skip it,
Yeah.
but you know, it's definitely one of the weaker ones. And you know, we'll see next week. We got breadcrumbs coming up. So
I
that'll
can't
be.
get over that freaking hint.
I believe we have a two-parter next week. Let me check real quick.
Yes, it is.
Oh, we're in for a fucking treat, my man.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch the Luxury Liner serial murder case.
Luxury Liner.
2 parts, and this is a very solid case. I think if I'm remembering correctly, I think there's a couple that take place on boats, so I might be confusing it with another one. But I believe if this is the one I'm thinking of, it's really good.
I'm excited.
So we'll check that out next week. But before then, Kyle, why don't you tell the people where they can find you at? Give your home address and your
yeah. So I live in Missouri. You can find me at no, I won't do that. But you can find me on twitter.com, which my DMs are open. I'm just saying you can talk to me about the show and nothing else. Where am I going? Tweet at me at Spirit and Soul, SEOUL, like the city. What about you, Tyler?
You can follow me at Tyler Treese. I'm currently private, and I'm probably going to stay private, but you can send a request. I'll probably accept it. But one thing
Just
you
make
can
like a
do
Conan icon
without even needing to go through a hassle of requesting a follow, you can just follow our account, case_reopened, and you'll get updates for when every episode comes out. We'll tweet some cool Conan memes. Yeah, it's a good Twitter account. It's where all the action is. And it has our links to if you can't remember how to spell Seoul and Soul and all that bullshit, you can just go to the case_reopened account because it has our Twitters in the bio.
Indeed.
And also, I added the Japanese hashtag for Detective Conan into our bio.
That's really smart.
Cool now.
Yeah.
I learned that the other day, so I added it in. So, yeah.
we should shout out, by the way, anyone who wants to come and be a guest, you can totally do that.
Yeah, just hit us up. We need guests. We only have like 30 friends, and we already used them all.
It's true.
And everybody else I asked, they're like, I'm not into nerd shit. And I'm like, okay.
It's real depressing, actually.
Yeah, we don't have friends. We're lonely men.
That's why we're doing this podcast.
Yeah, we're trying to find friends. We're reaching out into the internet. Please be our friends.
You guys like Conan? We like Conan.
Yeah, if you do the podcast, we'll follow you on Twitter. There's perks, you know? Yeah, you scratch our backs, we'll scratch yours, you know?
Follow for a follow.
Follow for a follow. All right, that'll do it for this episode. We appreciate you all for listening, as always. And happy Pride Month again. Bye.
Bye. That was a good episode.
Yeah, fun.
We did it.
We're good boys.
Somehow. You said you're working tonight?
I have to edit. There's an MMA thing.
Ooh.
So I have to edit the recap after.
What's happening?
Poor guy
Who's
having
fighting?
a bunch of fat fucking heavyweight dudes.
Sick.
Yeah, and they all suck. He was bitching about the card earlier. So we were watching the prelims together, and like every fight was fucking awful.
Dope.
That's such is life. Such is heavyweight MMA. All right. We'll chat. I'm sure we'll have our lengthy chat session next week.
I'm sure.
We'll catch up on E3, E-Trizzle
Ooh.
after Wednesday. So
Get even more
you good for
depressed.
Wednesday next week?
Do what?
You good for Wednesday next week?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
All right. See ya.
All right. Bye.
Bye.